Okay, so I'm in Barcelona, and this is an amazing city. As anyone who's been to Barcelona knows, Barcelona is a kick-ass city. There's a lot going on here. There's a lot going on energetically, and there's a lot going on vibrationally. People are really warm and friendly. Architecture is off the hook, obviously. And the city really gives a lot to its citizens. Lots of parks and with festivals and music and cultural events and all sorts of things. An amazing city. So, I watched this movie. Now, this is about following your heart and how to read the impulses of spirit. So I was watching this movie the other day with Barbara Streisand. And it was the story of a woman who basically did not think that she was beautiful. And she did not dress the part. And she wasn't a flirtatious woman, but she was a woman who was very good at what she did. And when she became, so in the regular world, her interactions with people were that she was on the kind of outside of the sexy circle. So her mom and her sister were very glamorous, and they were very sexy, and they got a lot of attention from men, and that's what they knew. But this Barbara Streisand character was much more, she made herself much more intellectual because she never saw herself as beautiful and all this kind of story. We've heard this before. The thing is, so I was really, the movie was recommended to me because of a post that I made, a post that I made on Facebook several weeks ago about being here in Spain and getting a lot of attention and not feeling weird about the attention, and not being accustomed to receiving so much attention from men based on my looks. So the movie was recommended. It's called The Mirror Has Two Faces. Two Faces. The Mirror Has Two Faces. And I have to double check as I cross the street that I'm not, stepping out and about to get smacked. So The Mirror Has Two Faces. I watched the movie, and I'm kind of really struck because in the movie they make this comment a number of times. It says, when you fall in love, when you know you're in love, you hear Puccini. So really interesting. I'm kind of like, all right, let me just kind of follow this Puccini vibe. And I read up on Puccini, and he's quite striking, obviously. And Sagittarius energy, which, I love. So anyway, I find myself now in Barcelona, and I look up and I see a sign that says La Boheme at the Modern Opera House here in Barcelona. So I go to buy my tickets online because, of course, I'm gonna buy a ticket because it's for La Boheme. Never seen La Boheme, but the story really resonates with me because I did a past life regression years ago, decades ago, and one of my past lives that's always stuck with me was one where I spent in Paris and found myself there in the 1830s, or rather in the early 1800s. Found myself with tuberculosis, having been a can girl, ooh la la, but found myself with tuberculosis, dying with my lover at my side, and the image was of my lover, kind of a dapper kid, like a young man, dapper and heartbroken, but I'm consoling him more than he's consoling me. And there's a sense of disparity in this relationship. And I find that in my life currently, I feel like I've relived that shit, And now I've found a pesky lump. And I find this story being repeated, and it's really bugging me, Like, I don't know. I'm not sure of what this all means. So I'm finding myself with La Boheme here, and there's a message that's coming through with Spirit that I can either keep relating to Mimi, because every time I think about Mimi's story, every time I go deeply into Mimi's story, who is the main character in La Boheme, the main female character who basically dies with her lover at her side from tuberculosis, every time I relate to her, I find myself breaking down terribly. And the challenge that Spirit is bringing is like, do you really want to go out that way again? Do you really want to go out broken, having sacrificed everything for love, given up yourself for love, for a lover who's loving and lovable, but who isn't quite man enough to step up and be there when you need him, Because in the story of La Boheme, Rodolfo abandons Mimi when she's dying, like when she's like, oh, she's really sick, I can't take care of her, I got to get the fuck out of here, there's nothing I can do for her. She needs to find herself a wealthy benefactor. And in many ways you can understand, like, he wants her to get good treatment, but what the fuck, man? How are you going to just like abandon your girl because she's sick? And I feel like that's happened in a relationship recently. Actually, I know that's what's happened in a relationship. And so I'm not willing to go down that road again. And so there's a part of me that has to claw itself away from that old paradigm of love above all. And there's a part of me that has to find that real source of strength inside and not rely so much on these old values and ideals that really aren't serving me and are making for a tragic love story. I don't want to fucking tell a tragic love story anymore. I'm ready for some triumph, man. Ready for some triumph and some, I don't know, triumph. Yeah. So that's what's going on with me. Today is Sunday, the 19th, which makes this a 7-day, which makes it K-Tuesday, which makes it a very lumpy day. I told you I found a lump. I'm not going to tell you where because you'll fucking freak out. But I'm thinking that lump is going to just turn out to be not too much. A much of nothing. That's what it feels like energetically. But my mind is starting to go into some deep shit. You want to see what I'm seeing? This is what I'm seeing. I wonder if that's a green light. I think it might be a green light. Yeah, it is. Sick as a dog. See why this fucking tuberculosis thing has me really giggling right now? Because I'm coughing. It's just really funny how it's all coming up at one time to like tell me a story, to give me direction, to give me guidance. This is not the right way for me to go, by the way, but I just have to walk past the beautiful église. I'm in the wrong country. I'm speaking the wrong language. Iglesia. Right. So I think I probably better sign off now. So that's what I'll be doing tonight. La Boheme. Okay. Wish me luck with getting to the bottom of this drama. This drama that is my psyche. Unraveling my own psyche. Okay. Adios. Hasta luego.